11 years, that's what I've been about. Putting tax policy and regulatory policy and a legal system in place in the state of Texas to make it the most job-friendly environment in America. There's a reason that 1,300 people a day relocate to the state of Texas. I think for the 5th year in a row now, we've been the #1 destination for relocations as people have moved from one state to another. And they've come because they know now that there is a commitment from the leadership on taxes and on regulation where that they can risk their capital and have a chance to have a return on their investment. We don't create jobs. Government does not create jobs. Government can either be a hindrance to job creation, or they can create a climate where jobs can and entrepreneurs feel comfortable that they can risk their capital and jobs can be created. That's government's two roles in the states. And I'm such a big believer, I talked about those Bill of Rights and that 10th Amendment that allows these states to be addressing the issues of education. I mean, why do we have a Department of Education in Washington, D.C.? Other than somebody thought it was a good idea and it would probably get some votes somewhere, and someone thought back whenever it was created. It is an impediment, I would suggest to you, to allow Washington, D.C. to have agencies of government that pick and choose winners in this country. If states want to put policies in place to compete against each other, I'm fine with that. Terry Branstad and I have talked about getting rid of your personal income tax. You want to make Iowa a more competitive state, get rid of the personal income tax. If you want to make Iowa more competitive from the standpoint of some of the alternative energy sources, allow them, the legislature, to put incentives in place. We did that in Texas on our alternative energy portfolio. And the wind energy folks saw that and said, you know what, we can make that work. Today we are the #1 wind energy producing state in the nation. The jobs that were created. We've got a president who wants to force this country into green sources of energy regardless of the cost. And I'll give you one example of it. I think his position on this Keystone Pipeline, Keystone XL Pipeline, is driven for political reasons. His environmental friends are pushing him to not put this into place. And they're using some concerns about the environment. This has been studied for 3 years. This is a safe pipeline that will bring crude into the United States that's going one of two ways. It's either going west and the Chinese are going to buy it, or it's going to go south for America's use. This is a no-brainer to me. And the president is allowing politics to kill thousands of jobs just in the development and the building of that pipeline, not to mention what can happen on the refining end, and to allow us to be more independent of foreign sources of oil. Every barrel of oil that comes out of those Canadian tar sands into the United States is one less barrel of oil that we have to buy from countries like Venezuela. I can't wait for the day that we can just send Mr. Hugo Chavez a message and, thank you, sir, we don't need any more of your crude. Sell it to somebody else.